Is there a part of you that you hide? A part you don't show at work, in your relationship with your family, online? A part that somewhere deep down you believe, if they actually saw this, they wouldn't want me anymore. They wouldn't respect me. They would leave. If the answer is yes, or even maybe, then this video is for you. Because today I want to address a topic that follows most people their entire lives, and they never even have a name for it. It's this feeling, I'm not quite right. Not quite right. What does that even mean? It's rarely loud enough to hear clearly. It whispers like a little devil in the background, a little background noise. It shows up in the small moments, like when you say something and immediately think, why did I say that? Why did I say that out loud? Or when you make a mistake and you don't just feel frustrated, you feel ashamed, like deep shame. Like the mistake isn't something you did, it's something you are. Or when some compliments you and your first thought is, if they only knew what it's actually like inside my head. Does that sound familiar? It looks different for everyone. For some people, it shows up as a perfectionism. Everything has to be right and perfect. The work, the appearance, the answer you give in a meeting. Not because they love perfection, because they're terrified of what happens when they don't deliver it. For others, it looks like constantly being on, always available, always the one who holds it together, never asking for help, never letting anyone see them struggle, because struggling means being weak, and being weak means being a burden, and the burden means unloved. And for some people, it looks like pulling back, not letting people get too close, keeping relationships just surface level enough that no one ever really sees them, not because they don't want connection, but because real connection means being truly seen. And being seen feels dangerous. And underneath all of it, underneath the perfectionism, the performing, the pulling back, there's always the same thing. The way I am is not enough. I am not lovable. I am not welcome. I want to say something now, and I really need you to hear it. You are not alone in this. You didn't make that up, and you didn't teach it to yourself. This belief, I'm not quite right, it doesn't come out of nowhere. It has a history, your history. Think about a child. Every child comes into this world with one deep, non-negotiable need: to be loved, to be seen, to belong. That's not just a want. That's biology. For a small child, belonging to the group, to the family, is literally a survival question. And so a child learns very quickly, what do I need to do to belong here? Maybe you learned as a child, when I'm good, I'm welcome. When I don't cause problems, I'm welcome. When I achieve things, I'm welcome. When I don't cry, when I don't need too much, when I make myself small, then I'm welcome. And so the child does what children do. It learns, it adapts. It hides the parts of itself that don't seem to be welcome. That wasn't weakness, that was intelligence, that was survival. But then the child grows up, and at some point, at 20, 30, 40, 50, the person realizes, I'm still living by these old rules. I'm still living as if my lovability has a condition, as if I have to earn it. And that costs something every single day. It costs energy, it costs joy, it costs real connection, because real connection can only happen where we're truly seen. Not our mask, the persona we play. Us. Most people don't even realize how much that costs them, because it's become so normal, because they've never known anything different. But sometimes, in a quiet moment, in a hard season, in the middle of a crisis, a question surfaces. Who am I if I stop performing? Who am I if I stop holding it all together? Who am I if I just am? That's the moment something wakes up in you. I want to talk about perfection because perfection is the system that keeps us stuck the longest. Our culture loves perfection, celebrates it, sells it in ads and self-help books on Instagram, and the stories we all tell ourselves about what successful people look like, and it's also in the spirituality community. And we learn perfection is the goal, mistakes are failure, vulnerability is weakness. But here's what I want you to sit with. Perfection is a lie, and it's the most expensive lie we even bought into. Because look at what evolution actually tells us. No organism, no species, no form of consciousness has ever developed through perfection. It was always the mistake, the mutation, the unexpected thing, the thing that didn't work, that opened the doors to something new. Mistakes aren't the opposite of growth. Mistakes are growth. And yet, so many people carry this voice inside them that after every mistake says, you shouldn't have done that, you're weak. You should have known better. This is why you're not lovable. That voice is not the truth. It's a pattern, an old program, one that maybe made sense once as protection, as strategy, as a way to belong. But it's not the truth about who you are. Real strength is not perfection. Real strength is the ability to look at yourself honestly, even the uncomfortable parts, and say, this is part of me too, and I'm still welcome in my own life. That's self-acceptance. And let me tell you why it's so hard for most people. Because we've been taught that self-acceptance means settling, giving up, deciding you don't care anymore. That's wrong. Self-acceptance doesn't mean you stop wanting to grow. It means you stop growing out of fear, desperately trying to fill a hole inside yourself, and start growing out of love. Not, I need to change so that I can be lovable, but I am worth growing into. That is a fundamental difference, and it changes everything. I work with people who have reached this point. People who from the outside have it all and still can't sleep at night because the inner restlessness won't stop. People who've learned to function and then one day just can't anymore. People who are in a relationship and still feel profoundly alone. People who are successful and can't figure out why they feel nothing about it. And I get to watch what happens when someone stops fighting themselves. When someone stops hiding the part of them that's ashamed. When someone starts actually looking at the old story. I'm not enough. Not to drown in it, but to understand it and then let go. What happens then isn't dramatic. It's quieter than that, but it's deep. People sleep again. People make decisions that actually fit who they are. People stop apologizing for their own feelings. People let themselves be close to someone because they are no longer afraid of being seen. This isn't magic, it's work. Real, honest, sometimes uncomfortable work. But it's the most important work you will ever do for yourself. If you're sitting with something right now, if something in this video landed somewhere inside you that you didn't expect, if one sentence hit different and you don't even fully know why, if there's a feeling of there's something in me I've never actually looked at, that's not a coincidence. You don't need to know what you need. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to be ready to change everything at once. You just need to be willing to take one step. I want to invite you to a first conversation, not a sales call. I don't like doing these things. No pressure, no promises I can't keep. Just a conversation. We look at where you are right now, what's carrying you, what's holding you back especially, and whether and how I can walk with you on this. You've been showing up for everyone else for so long, keeping it together for so long, holding the image for so long. Maybe now is the moment you start showing up for yourself. The link to book is right below this video. One click, your first step. Do it now, and I can't wait to meet you.